Hey everybody, it's Nikki again, and I am here with another video that is my personal experience, not to be used as medical advice, although this one kind of has some information that I'm hoping somebody will be able to use. So before my surgery, I was all about trying to pin down my blood sugar. I seem to have two modes. One is I really want to know, want to know what my sugar is so I can do something about it, and two is I don't want to know what my sugar is. And three is I don't need to know what my sugar is because everything seems to be going swimmingly. I don't know how that one kicks in, but that's, a rare thing. But it was like that for a couple of days after surgery, so I'm having a hard time finding a sincere message in this video because this whole week has just kind of been, half really easy and then now half trying to kick back into gear. So anyway, so what I was thinking before the surgery is that I'm working on my calibration factor. I'm looking at using it. Some days it really demoralizes me because I feel like I might be wrong about the whole thing. And then a lot of days I'm like, it works like exactly like I want it to. And I really do think that it is great. But there is a problem with the calibration factor, and it is like a blood glucose in that it's a snapshot. And it depends on the blood glucose. So if my meter happens to read 20 points off, from where I am, then my calibration factor is going to be slightly off. So I still think it's great, and I still am looking at how to use it. But the thing that I'm doing right now is I'm testing a lot more, or the thing I was doing right before surgery was I was testing a lot more than usual, a lot more than that 4 to 6 times a day, or even 10 to 12 times a day that they write prescriptions for. And then I had all this guilt because I'm blowing through my test strips, and these things are really expensive, once you get out of prescriptions. So I figured, one, I could just stop testing. There's that. I could just test my 6 times a day or 8 times a day or whatever and go with it. And that made me really angry. I feel like that's not really fair. I feel like my life depends on, and my keeping my limbs depend on the accuracy of these numbers, and therefore the decisions I base on them. So I set out to find cheaper test strips because I figured, okay, maybe there's a cheaper test strip that I can test to my heart's delight. And lo and behold, on Walmart.com, I came across 2 different things that I've only had for 2 or 3 weeks. So I can't, say they're excellent because I'm just not quite there yet. But I can say that for the price, and so far, as far as lining them up with my regular testers, they're pretty accurate and everything seems to be pretty good. So there are 2 products that I was going to tell you about, and it's because they are great prices, and so far I can't see anything wrong with its accuracy. So this is the ReliOn Prime meter. The only thing to know about it is it does not come with the lancing device. I have about 86 of them around my house, so that wasn't a problem for me. But if you need a lancing device, this box doesn't have it. But this, as is, I think was a $10 meter, $9 something. And then these were the ReliOn Prime test strips. And I think for $6, 25, oh my goodness, now I can't remember now. I think it was $6 for 25, or $5 for 25, and about 10 for 50. Which is way less than the One Touch, which is what I usually use. What I'd like to say about ReliOn Prime is I think it's fantastic. So far I haven't gotten any errors, and they are all right in, all my scores are right in with my One Touch. So, one might be 10 points off or whatever, but all my meters do that. So I don't feel like it's any less reliable than my current meters. And with these 2, again, I feel like I'm doing a commercial, but with these 2, I'm testing to my heart's delight. And I want to do another video about how I'm testing now because I really am doing it more aggressively than how I've ever done it before and what I was told to do by doctors. But I think that maybe I'm onto something even with that. So my fingertips are taking a hit. But I'd rather my fingertips than, my kidneys or whatever it is. Anyway, so the other one is the Unistrip. These are generic blood glucose test strips. This isn't quite as simple as the ReliOn. The ReliOn comes with its own meter, its own test strips. You figure out what meter you're going to use, and you get those test strips, and it's a bundle. again, ReliOn Prime seems to be the best price and everything else. But these are even cheaper, but they're a little bit more complicated to figure out. It says that as long as you are using a one-touch, and they have a couple different kinds, a one-touch mini is one of them, that you purchased before April of 2016. So that's kind of like that, you know, I have no idea when I purchased this. And there was two of the one-touch meters. So I ordered this. I tried it in my one-touch mini. It gave me a way high score. So I said, okay, something's wrong with it. And then I went and found my trusty old one-touch Ultralink that came with my pump. I don't know which pump I got it with, but I know it's at least a couple years old. And I tried out the Unistrip, and it was great. And it was very accurate and everything else. The only thing I did have to do, and it took me a while even to figure out how to do this, is I needed to, here's another demonstration that you didn't ask for, but you never know, you might come back to. I insert my little test strip, and then where the code is, I have to go up and I have to calibrate at 49. So if you happen to have one of your old one-touch Ultralinks laying around, and then I would just go ahead and do my blood stick. And that's it. If you happen to have one of your old one-touch Ultralinks laying around and you happen to be also wanting to test to your heart's delight, I highly recommend giving these products, you know, the Unistrip a try for the one-touch. And I want to say this was either $3 or $4 for 50 of them. Or the ReliOn for the $10 and the $5 for the strips. I mean, you know, nothing's free, but they are way cheaper than what I would get mine for without my prescription. And as I said, as far as accuracy, I think they're pretty good. I did get one error on the Unistrip, and I've probably only tested 15 times with it. So that's something, but nothing yet on the ReliOn, and I was testing away, but soon. I'll go test right now for good measure. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you keep on trucking. Bye.